Do you panic at the thought of dropping company? Or maybe you're just tired of the same old chips and dip. Let me introduce you to the Crostini, the emergency appetizer. Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Let's Celebrate TV. I'm your host, Peter Lee. On this channel, we teach you all about celebrating. We show you recipes for food, hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, and we share entertaining tips too. Now we try and keep this all very simple for everyone, especially those of you out there who say that you just can't cook or entertain, because we know that you really can. So if you like this episode, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and watch a new episode every single week. Our celebration begins today with, well, I'm going to call this Crostini's Emergency Appetizers, and I'll tell you why. We got a call a little while ago that some neighbors got some fancy new wine, and they want to bring it over and share it with us, and they'll be here in a very little while. So let's get moving. Crostini's are a fast, simple, wonderful appetizer to make. Be a snack for whatever, and I'm making them with just stuff I have around the house. So it starts with your bread, your base for your crostini. Now, normally you would get a baguette, which is a long, thin French loaf of bread, slice it up. I didn't have time for that. If you can't find a baguette, oftentimes you can get them pre-sliced from the bakery department in your local supermarket, and that's what I did. I always keep these around. I keep them in the freezer because they last for weeks and weeks, and they just make great croutons and for salads and soups and things. So I was lucky that I just bought these yesterday. So all I did was I toasted them. And here are some that I toasted. Took just a couple minutes. I laid them out on a sheet pan, brushed them both sides with olive oil, and then I popped them under the broiler, and I watched them like a hawk. And when the first side was done, I flipped them over, back under the broiler, and done. It took maybe 3 minutes, if that. Now let's get started building our crostinis. I've got lots of stuff here. I've got goat cheese and jams and herbs and radishes and olives. This is all stuff I had in my pantry. I did not have to buy anything special. This is just stuff I had laying around. This is how easy this is. So the first one I'm going to make, and I'll just make a few for you so you get the idea. We're going to have some salmon and some sour cream and some dill. Great combination. So I've got my little crostini here and smoked salmon. Just a little bit. You just need really just a little piece right on there, like that. Easy. Sour cream, just a tiny dollop. You could use creme fraiche if you wanted. Little dollop there. Then, of course, some dill that I just happen to have growing in my garden. And voila, a hearty little bite of food. Now, if you were being low carb or carb conscious, you can make the same thing look on a cucumber slice. Exact same thing. A little bit of salmon, little dollop of sour cream with my impeccably clean hands, and a little sprig of fresh dill. There's two. What else do I have here? Well, let's have a baguette slice. How about some goat cheese? This is goat cheese that I softened, and I just put in a splash of milk and I mixed it up to soften it and make it a little more spreadable. We'll just take some, spread it on there. Doesn't get much easier. And then maybe, how about some sun-dried tomatoes and olives? So I've got some sun-dried tomatoes. I'll have a couple. And then maybe an olive or two. And you know what? I'm gonna top this off with a little sprig of basil or a little more color. How pretty is that? Easy. Now you see how fast this is going? So what's next? How about I've got some port wine cheese. Now this is just spreadable cheese that I bought in the supermarket, and you can use all store-bought stuff. It's perfectly fine. So a little baguette, little cheese, maybe a healthy amount of cheese. And what can go with it? I know, a couple slices of radish right on top. That'll give you a little bit of spice and some extra crunch and freshness. So here we have 4 different types of little snacks, but let's keep going. Let's do a couple more. Let's have a little more goat cheese. I'm kind of in a goat cheese mood today. So we'll go back to our goat cheese spread. We'll put a healthy amount on it. And then I happened to find this little fig jam. And I picked it up a few weeks ago, and I knew I'd use it for something. I didn't know what. So here we go. A little sweet jam on some nice tangy goat cheese. Gives you a nice sweet and sour combination. And you know, that's a great thing about making little crostinis. You can make them sweet, you can make them savory, whatever you want. Let's do one more. I'm kind of yearning for a little caviar. I happen to have some caviar sitting in my fridge from the holidays, and it's just been calling to me. So my little baguette, and we're going to put on a little bit of sour cream. Whoops. Just a little dollop of sour cream. And then my luscious, lovely caviar. Just really, we'll use the back of the spoon. Just that much. How lovely is that? And wouldn't that make a nice surprise that you can say, oh, well, I'm serving caviar today. So here we are. Here's a bunch made. Now, give me a few minutes. I'm going to make a whole bunch more, and then we're going to have a little sneak taste before my guests arrive. Here we are. We're all done, ready to taste. So what have we done? Well, we have some salmon and dill on a crostini, on a little piece of bread. We also have salmon and dill on a cucumber. Both of them have sour cream that ties it all together. And of course, salmon on a cucumber, delicious. Then we have a little taste of Italy. We have some cheese and sun-dried tomatoes and Kalamata olives and basil, delicious. Some sweet and savory fig jam with goat cheese. Then we have some port wine cheese and a little spicy radish. Nice little conflict of flavors there. And then, of course, my favorite guilty pleasure is our caviar. Now, I have a little taste of one, just quickly. I'll just sneak this one. I'll make another one. They'll never know. Nothing like caviar. Wow. Need a little vino. That's so delicious. Plus, the bread is crunchy and flavorful. A perfect vehicle for all these flavors. So, as always, guys, I will have the recipe and instructions up in the comment section of YouTube, just like we always do. And we love hearing from you, so keep sending in pictures and comments and asking us questions. We always answer every single person. Everyone that writes in, we always answer you, and we love hearing from you. So, there's my doorbell. I better get going. And we'll see you next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Cheers.